Her Opinion Show, the podcast you didn't know you needed. Real talk, bold truth, her voice, her vision, her rules. Let's get into it. Well, Her Opinion Show today, and I have Karen Diamant. How do you like to say it?
Diamant.
Yeah. Okay, Diamant. Either way,
Diamante,
Karen,
all that.
She's not that Karen, y'all.
No.
She's not that Karen. But Karen, listen, I'm glad that you're here. This is not your first rodeo with me, girl. No. We've been rodeoing for a while now.
Dabs.
I got you. You got me. We show up for each other. But
Exactly.
Today we got a special episode, and I've got to fill in for Jen today. And Shavee Ho.
Hey, Baddest Ho is in the building.
Yes. So thank you for being here, Shavee.
Thank you for inviting me.
And is this your first time meeting, right? This is
No,
yours?
no, I've met her before. Yeah.
You have? Okay. So then it's like family, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had a topic today, and it was going to be about entrepreneurship and like just the struggles of that. But I think it can be that, and it can be the struggles of being a woman altogether. Because I feel like the whole 15 minutes before this, we just talked about a bunch of stuff that's like, damn. It's a lot of work to be a
Brazilian
woman.
wax.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to be a woman. But then to be a woman who's maybe a mom, maybe an entrepreneur, like you tack that on too. Like, how do we do it?
I don't know.
Like, it's kind of crazy, right?
Nobody can talk shit to us. Can we curse in here?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's
So-
no balance
I
for
pay
sure.
my bills and I take care of myself. So
Oh, you're
what
winning
can you
in
do
life.
for me?
So I did just see something on Instagram with this guy was like, you can't tell her nothing. Did you see it
David.
too? I love
David,
him.
I love him. The
I
Italian
love him.
stallion.
Yes. He was like, you can't tell her nothing. She can pay her own bills. He's like, so what can you do? You can't pay her bills. You can, what else did he say?
Yeah. And I made a comment on there and I was like, and God forbid I have to make a decision because we have decision fatigue as
Yes.
entrepreneurs
Yes.
and as women, because whether you're an entrepreneur or CEO or not, maybe you're just a mom, your life is just about making decisions
Yes.
and planning for your household, for yourself. So yeah, if a guy's trying to date me, which, I have a boyfriend, but if somebody was in that position now, and just like it was 4 years ago when I was single, I'm like, what can you do for me? Because I already be doing all the things for me.
That's the first time I heard decision fatigue. And I think I have that because I literally would tell my husband, I don't want to think.
Right.
Like, I don't want to think today. I don't want to have
Right.
to make the decision. And I have to make the smallest decision. Well, do you want to go left or right?
Right.
Go
Where you
left.
wanna
Do
go
what
eat?
you want. Yeah.
I'm like, you better pick for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
really?
God.
See, I'm the opposite.
Oh, I know, because you're
you,
Scorpio.
You know, I'm already like, left, let's go. I'm like, we don't got time. Let's go, let's
Yes,
go.
yes.
I'm that opposite type of person that the guy has a hard time, like, even putting his 2 cents in. He'll be
Yeah.
like, go ahead. You're going to make that decision anyway.
When do you soften up? And
So
let
I
people
think
lead you?
it just has to be somebody who's willing to take the challenge, honestly, because to put my business out there, the last guy that I think I was with he wasn't trying to match my ego. So my thing is, most of my relationships in the past, it was an ego thing. It was a matching of the ego because they felt like maybe it was a challenge that I was giving, but that's just my personality.
I just think as you're already a dominant female,
Yeah.
so am I. I'm an Aries. I'm a fire sign. I'm a type D personality.
too.
So I'm very, very aggressive. But when it comes to a man, I'm very submissive. Like,
You
I
do
do
need-
want my man to lead. So
Yes.
I'm like, well, where does that energy come
Well,
in
no,
for
it
you?
is. You have to. So for me, it's a balance. So I have to learn that, like, to let the man do the manly things. But obviously there's going to be times that I'm like, nah, we're not going with that.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, but definitely, I still like a guy to show up and maybe buy me flowers or surprise me.
Sure, you
or
like the thoughtfulness.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. But I do know how you operate, because you'd be talking about, like, I'm craving Italian food. Let's go out to eat, and I can make like a recommendation, and she's just like, no, I want to go here.
We
at
already
this
got it.
Time. I already made a reservation. I want this menu item. I'm like, okay, boo.
Yeah, I was at a brunch with some girlfriends, and I was just kind of complaining, like, oh, I'm just so tired of making decisions. And then one of my friends was like, that's because you molded that. And I was like, well, what do you mean? You set that tone in your marriage in the beginning, so I was the decision maker like you. I was always like... So then he just kind of followed suit, and it's just like, now he feels uncomfortable to even make a decision without me. And now I'm like, well, shoot. I screwed myself.
Like, yeah, do you, boo?
can't.
Now I'm like, I don't care. Our son is 7. I'm like, do whatever you want to do.
Exactly.
So yeah,
I could see that definitely. How you start a relationship is how, they're going to, men that can't figure out what the hell we're thinking. That's the thing, is like they're just like, you know what, just whatever. And so I've always told my son that I'm like, a woman wants you to kind of be the missing link to what she's thinking. But he's like, how's that even possible? And I'm like, it's not. So the best thing you can do is just be nice.
Be supportive.
Be nice and supportive.
Yeah.
And then, figure it out. But that's where you're never going to figure us out.
no.
Yeah. But I don't want to lose sight of the conversation where we were going, talking about the CEO and, behind the boardroom and that conversation that we were planning to have, even though we got a little carried away, because I think we have some good nuggets.
Yeah,
to
we
share
do,
in that
definitely.
department.
And I think it's like we said, there's struggles and it's hard, right? A lot of that. I mean, a lot of people see from the outside and think, wow, you're doing so great. We see the growth, which there's growth, but behind that growth is a lot of other messy stuff that people don't get to see. And so tell us a little bit about like struggles and stuff you have to deal with as Karen, the CEO.
Well, I think that it's funny because I don't like to be the center of attention like that, even though I am like a dominant alpha type, type D disc personality. I don't want to be put in the CEO bracket. I think that was a part of me where I was like, I have to be successful. I have to start a business. I have to, be a CEO. But I did that. And now I've been running a business for 11 years. We're a multi-million-dollar agency. I'm successful in my rite of passage as a business owner. I employ 14 people. So I feel like, okay, we're kind of there. And, but yes, in the beginning, it is very much about fake it till you make it. The only thing is that some people don't make it, because you cannot stand the forces that are brought against you. And that is just, it's not so much that it's like forces of enemies and storms. It is just every storm and every battle that every CEO will encounter in their journey looks and feels, like it's going to destroy you. And so I feel like those are probably some of the things that I can share, like, oh my God, well, I made it out of that. And now I'm 10 years in. So I'm not the CEO. I'm just your business owner friend, but I'm also, I'm just better calibrated nowadays.
I think I learned that early on with my dad, because my dad's quick to be like, I'm not the owner. I'm not, don't come looking for me. He'll send him to me. And I'm like, hi, and they're like, who are you? But, I agree with that, because when you claim that title, you got to take everything that comes with it.
Right.
So it's good to hide.
Yeah.
It's good to be like, that's not me. I hate to be like, it's funny growing up in school, probably people seeing me now in front of a camera would be like, you were shy in class and didn't really talk.
Yeah.
But now it's like, if people ask me to be a speaker or do stuff, I don't like, that's not my thing. Like, I'm not about being in the front and talking. I can do it. I'll suck it up and do it. But I rather like, oh, you go ahead. You go say something.
Yeah.
And so I know what you're saying about that. And it's like, how do you like, you see people with social media, it wasn't what it used to be, but now with social media where you got to fake it till you make it and then they disappear.
Oh, it's so grotesque.
I think so.
I don't even like playing the game. I think it's a part of like obviously my business and how people came to know about me, right? Because I didn't start a business around social media because social media was a thing. I started my social media journey 15 years ago before social media was a thing. So nobody knew the power and the potential, but I saw a vision and I had a mentor, old boss that said, hey, I think you've tapped into something, because I, by accident, became a salesperson through social media. I was documenting what I was doing at my last job and people were messaging me saying, what are you selling? I want to buy it, because I was just sharing my lifestyle. And so that evolved into $2 million of membership sales at a private club. It was a non-tangible item. And my boss was like, how are you doing this? Like, what are you posting? What is, there wasn't even OnlyFans back then, but if there was, it would have been 5 million. So anyway, I was just like, he said, you've tapped into something early on. And I know how hard I worked for other people all my life, that I was like, let me try my hand at this. Let me see if I'm good enough. And, sure enough, obviously there's a lot of twists and turns, and my first business failed miserably. But where I'm at now, I've been doing this for 11 years. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it's going back to your question though. Social media is just, it's part of the game. So now everybody has to play it. But me, sometimes I find that like, I mean, I go on trips and I do all these lavish things, and like social media will never know about it because there's just some things that I want to keep to myself. My relationship that I've been in for 4 years, you know him, he loves you. It's like I never posted about him or even shared his photo or his name because I just want to keep that to myself.
Exists. He does exist.
Yes, yes. And I just want to keep it to myself. So social media is just, it's a necessary evil. But when businesses do feel like, okay, I got to be on it and I got to play the game right, that's when they seek out an agency like us, because doing it themselves, they're going to have the same social media fatigue that everyone else has.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
Social media anxiety, really. And
Yeah.
it's like, I love that you say like you keep some private, but then it is like a necessary. It's almost like social media is like your portfolio in a way. That's kind of how I had to, in my mind, view it. But even that is scary because it's, as a owner, it's like, well, what I put on my page matters. So, what can you say for anyone that has, social media or anxiety posting? Like, how can you encourage them to get out of that and just do it?
I always look at the goal first, just like when you're starting a business or you're starting an organization, it's like, what is the end goal? So if you are a person, and I believe that for me, my purpose is to help others the way that I've been helped. It is to lead people to God. It is to help people find their purpose. So that is like uniquely me. And so I only share things about my journey that I think kind of funnel into that segment, right? I used to be flashy. I used to be this. And now I'm like, if that doesn't inspire people, then I don't want to share it. And it's also very hard for some people if they're like, well, I have social media anxiety. It's like, just do it. Decide what you want to share. Decide what your goal is and kind of fall in line with that. So I see a lot of young creators that I've been following for years. One example is a lady that served on an organization, and I'm just randomly picking at her because I bought something that she shared the other day from her Etsy. And this lady probably has no idea that I follow her. But I just saw her blooming and I was like, oh my God, she started a journal or like an Excel spreadsheet on Etsy. And she's like, hey, I'm your budgeting bestie. And I was like, oh, that is so cute. And I clicked on her story and I clicked on her link and I bought it. And I'm sure she was probably like, oh my God, somebody that follows me on Instagram bought my product. And I'm like, well, yeah, because you honed in on your craft. You're sharing about all things budgeting. I'm following along. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to support you, girl.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty about social media. Once you identify, like, this is what I am doing it.
I love that. For me personally, more of my sales or more engagement that I got was on posts that I didn't even get a lot of numbers on or a lot of views. It was those direct messages, the things that people really don't want to comment on, but they'll message you, on the back end that actually makes you more money. So I think worrying so much about numbers may not be the best, depending on, like you said, your goal. What is the goal? If it is to become a personality, then numbers might matter.
Oh my God. I heard this at an influencer conference that I went to a couple years ago in Dallas. One of the panelists was speaking and it was Lele Pons. And she's obviously, huge creator, female, Latina. And someone from the audience asked her, how do you grow your followers? And her response was, by not worrying about that. Because boom, all I do is just share my authentic journey. I am my authentic self. I have authentic intentions. And so the rest is...
Well, working with you, one of the things that we deal with and that we see is that, unfortunately, as influencers, sometimes businesses, that's all they look at. That's what they go straight to, and they think the content might not even be that great. But they look at the numbers. But they look at the numbers. And that becomes a problem because we go through that all the time where we talk about that and we're like, businesses aren't even really checking anymore. Sometimes I feel like when it comes to what's going on with followers and comparing it to other people who may not have as many followers, but they just do extremely good content.
Yeah.
And, but the engagement is like way better on the lower followers.
And it goes back to that thing when a restaurant calls us or any client says, I want to work with influencers. I'm like, what do you want out of it? Do you want followers? Do you want great content? Do you want more eyeballs and impressions and people walking through your door? Because there's I just named 3 different strategies. I just named 3 different types of creators right there for you. And that is disheartening, right? Whenever the lower follower count influencer doesn't qualify for something because a restaurant thinks like they don't have enough followers. Like I know creators that have put out so much good engagement over the last 5 months and their reach is 1 million people within the last 30 days engaged, and they don't show that, they don't sell that. So I actually have a content piece that I need to share, which is how you can put yourself out there for brands on your page by just saying, yes, you see this follower number, but this is what I actually get.
Yeah.
And so that way you can show brands like your worth and your value.
Well, Instagram kind of added that event that where it's like the
Right.
brand
Public,
gets to see
your
the
creator.
brand gets to see your reach and all of that stuff, which is trying to help you. But let's be honest, brands don't have a lot of that time to go in. And I mean, if they wanted to, they could, but to go in there and they probably go and find somebody and then search them and see what they do.
Well, there's a whole stigma around marketing itself anyway. And that comes even from when I started in marketing, even though I wasn't in social media. It's like business owners don't want to pay for marketing because if they don't believe in it, right? Some people wholeheartedly believe in it. The people that launch brands just on marketing, like Chipotle, like Pluckers, like Truff Sauce, those are purely marketing and user experience brands that make it so good. Like Chipotle, the byproduct of Chipotle's marketing is that you go and you're going to get the same thing. And every time you know what you're going to pay, they make it so easy for you to order, and it's that consistency. That's the byproduct of their marketing. And so some brands and businesses have like really honed in on it. And then the people that have a hard time, it's just like, bro, just don't pay for it. So you're going to get mad $1 or $10,000.
Yeah.
So
How do you know when you're financially ready to invest into marketing, or if it's you have to do it, period, like how much percentage do you actually put back into your business and marketing?
Yeah. Well, that's a good question. My rule of thumb with any business, especially if they're in that small to medium business journey, is when you can't do it yourself anymore. When your pockets are filled, your line is out the door, but your marketing's trailing behind because you did such a good job of it on your own. So you grew into the need for an agency to carry you forward until you get so big, if scaling is your thing, that then you need to bring it back in-house, because the goal isn't forever an agency, right? So that's when you do it. So I will bring up this example. Mr. Beast, who's the #1 creator in the world, has a 300-person creative team, but he started on his own and he started studying YouTube videos on his own, and he kind of set out on that mission. But yeah, that would be my my rule of thumb.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. I try to do at least like 20% of whatever I make.
Oh, on the investment front, yes. Like I think it's 10% at minimum that you need to be reinvesting back into your marketing. So if you have a sales goal of hitting 30 grand a month, you need to be spending around $3,000 a month. And sometimes that's not just monetary, like pay an agency. It is donating back to the community, and it is donating to an organization. It is partnering. And so when businesses work with us, I also have to explain that like we have to be able to give on your behalf, because that's how we're planting seeds for you. So I tell people to work that into their
That's really
budget
good.
as well.
And I think a good marketing team returns, like, that shows them that this is the return on your investment. And if you're returning on their investment, then it's paying for itself. It's not like they're coming out of pocket or they're struggling to pay you, because you're returning that investment, whichever way that means. But definitely, because with our business, it's the same thing. It's like when we have to advertise, we have to market, we have to get the kids in there to play, or we don't have a business. So there's so many different areas that we do marketing in, and I'm the head of that.
Well, it's easier to quantify like what is a KPI for you, but with marketing, again, it's like really all broad strokes, and especially back in the day when it was billboards and when it was just magazine ads and print, it was like you couldn't measure it, right? But because there's people that could look at it and you can't count that eyeball. Social media makes it easier because it is data driven. But even if you go viral, and even if we give somebody 10,000 followers in a month, which we have, it's amazing. But did that convert into dollars? And that is where a lot of these social media strategists that are coming up on the scene overnight, it's like, I can help you go viral. Yes, but do you understand fundamentally the business needs and the structure that we need to have in play for the social media strategy to convert into dollars? That is something totally different than going viral.
So that's when you need to know when to fire or rehire someone else when it's not converting.
Or even just who the person is, like if she's dealing with a restaurant, a franchise, or you're dealing with just a regular business owner, who's like just in taxes, something like that. They have different goals. They have different, because going viral for some people, it doesn't, like she said, doesn't bring customers, doesn't bring people to pay. That's just could be followers.
Unless you go viral with Keith Lee, then for sure you're definitely going to need to open a second location.
For a restaurant, for sure.
Yeah.
For a restaurant. Yeah, that's why I was saying the difference of the two is that because you want to have people that are engaging and following you if you're a tax business that are going to want to do taxes or of some sort like that.
Or it's sometimes too, it's like people that the audience that we've cultivated for some of our clients, like even if they are B2B services, and the client might say, oh my God, are we getting a return on our investment? Well, if we stop working together, but 6 months down the road, that person that I got to follow you, that's been engaged with your brand, that got the newsletter that I sent them every month, they decide to buy a $500,000 landscaping package from you. That's a result of what I did, of what you paid for 6 months ago. So the seeds are planted and cultivated, and you just got to keep watering, because there's like stage 1 where you just kind of come across the brand. That's where you see the ads, where you see and then stage 2 is where you follow, and then 3, and it's a progression. So there's a life cycle from first time you ever saw it to when you decided to make a purchase.
Yeah.
Agree 100% with that.
I've seen like something that got my attention, and then it took me like 3 weeks, but I end up buying it because I'm like, let me just buy it. So it works.
Yes.
It's psychology.
That's that TikTok shop.
Yeah.
That I every time you open TikTok again, I guess I better buy it.
God, I can't stand that because I just feel like it's QVC on
It
steroids.
is. I mean, it is. It's annoying.
Works though,
It
right?
definitely is. But
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
They got my $30
see?
yesterday.
and they make it so easy just to Apple Pay that thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I know. It's like, you know what it is? TikTok is the Temu of social media. That's what it is.
Oh, for sure.
That's
Yeah.
a good perspective. Yeah.
I mean, wait till Temu gets its platform, and then it's got people selling you stuff.
Oh,
I mean,
they
I
already
can't
do. You can
when
become
you
a
get in
Temu
there. I get so
affiliate.
mad when you get in there and it takes you through the games and the discounts.
and then you have
and
to
that.
sign up to have the app.
No, but
and
then you
stuff.
got to buy to get the
But
discount.
do you know why they do that? It's because they want you fully invested. So they prompt you with an offer and a coupon, to spin the wheel. Now you're going to save $100, but only if you add 5 items to your cart within the next 60 seconds. So now you're like, oh my God, I'm pressured to make a purchase. And then boom, the rest is history. So yes, it's so annoying. I honestly just deleted that app. I can't.
I'm not a
Yeah.
I'm not even big on TikTok yet. I know I need to be, but I guess I haven't gotten there. I'm
Or
not
maybe
sure.
you don't.
Well, I mean,
I don't
if
like
it's
when
not
people are
something
like,
for you, don't
Yeah.
open the beast.
Yeah.
I don't like when we're just like pressured into like, oh, what platform should we be on? It's like,
What do you say for that? About that too? It's
I
like,
just
what do
feel
you,
like, well, for me, Instagram is easy to cultivate a community. Like I can literally follow you. We have a girl thing going on, and then we're like, I like your content, and then we like each other's
Right.
stuff, and then there's just a natural progression of a relationship. So to me, that feels more authentic, and I have not been able to do that on TikTok.
Yeah.
So as many followers as I have, well, I don't have a lot, but I'm just saying it doesn't feel organic, right? Whereas on Instagram, it's like, oh my God, that's my friend's friend, and it feels organic.
Yeah, it feels relationship building, whether
I think it's
opposed to
where you're
TikTok.
comfortable
Yeah.
because like for me, I think I feel the same. I do have the TikTok. I went through the whole women's group
Yes.
and that. But the thing is, it still seems like when they're messaging you and stuff, it's like weird. It gets lost.
Yes.
It's so much
Yes, it's
going
not
on.
user-friendly.
But then the young people, they are all in it.
Oh my God,
and
they
they
know
have
it.
communication there and they
Oh my
look at
God.
Instagram differently.
My younger sisters
Yeah.
for sure.
So
love
I
it.
get confused when TikTok
But that's
messaging and
because
stuff.
they are not trying to cultivate real
Yeah.
relationships, and therein lies a problem with the Gen Zers, is that the relationships are very short-lived, right? And so yes, I engaged, yes, I liked your post, yes, I commented, all the emojis, like not even real words, but nothing was born from that. And so that is where to me, the use of social media is kind of inefficient because you're not becoming like a better person in life because of this comment or this TikTok engagement. Like,
It's rough.
what are you really doing to change the world for you and the people around you? So that's like social media is really my job. So that's why I
And
got to play the game.
Also, too, like you said, what do you use it for? Because at the end of the day, people probably never see or don't know what my son looks like. Like he doesn't like to be on social media. Maybe an old flashback photo or something or something I caught of him. But my personal life is not on there. Like, you know, how I started my page and what was it about is what I keep it at. And that's works for me. I know there's like be organic, There might be tidbits that I can throw in there, but that's so weird to me because I didn't start that way. And that's not the normal for me. So everybody is different what they use it for. But if you use it for a business and it makes sense and you keep it that way, that's okay. I mean, keep it that way. Don't try to get into something that will drive you crazy because I feel like a lot of that does. Like, you know, I don't want to go to bed wondering how that video did. You know what I mean? And sometimes I have to because of restaurants and the collabs that I do that I'm like, I hope I do this well or they're not going to use me again or I won't get another one, you know? But
that happened to me last night. I was like,
you see, but that's part of the business, you know, side of it. And so once you throw your whole self in there, be careful what you get involved in because it could be your whole life and it's tough.
I love it. I even love how you said, you know, what is the purpose? And I'm thinking about it now. It's like, okay, Facebook, it depends on your audience. I feel like what is your network and who are you trying to appease? So if you have an older network, it might be Facebook. But on Facebook, you're going to have to post more. It's going to have to be more connection. You might have to put a paragraph. Instagram is more pictures. So you have to like really make good pictures, good reels. And that might be millennials, you know. And then if you have a younger generation that you're trying to appeal to, then it might be TikTok. But that's
just
cool.
And don't
emojis up for your
don't
caption.
forget corporate LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Yes,
I'm on LinkedIn.
So we are
now.
LinkedIn now because we are out of time, but
Yes.
but this is good convo because I think, you know, we just see the facade of what it looks like to be a woman and maybe an entrepreneur, a mom, all of those things. Nothing's perfect, obviously. There's realness to people's everyday struggles. Sometimes you just don't feel like doing anything, like we talked about. And it really is hard on women because we have to get up and we have to do it anyway. And so I always love when we get together, Karen, because we have those talks all the time.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. And I appreciate that we've become friends over the years. And again, thanks for being on the show. You've seen us from starting at the beginning.
Oh my God.
To now.
This is the evolution of her opinion. Because when you guys started, we had tripods on the table.
Yes,
and now we have
did.
cameras and a producer
watching,
with us.
yes, and watching your business grow has been amazing.
you.
So proud
Thank
of
you.
you. And,
Thank you.
you know, Shavee, thanks for being on the show
course.
today.
It's
We
always a
appreciate
pleasure.
you.
I love
yes. So ladies, I wish you the best in life and in business, and we'll do it again.
Thank you.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to it.
Cheers.
Cheers.